If you've spent 2 seconds on YouTube, you have definitely watched a review video. The genre is so expansive on the site, a guy who ranks and dissects constructed languages is technically a member of the same community as this. So chances are, anything that can be critiqued will have some sort of video made on it. One of the biggest subgenres in this community is of course the video game critics. Now I admittedly have not watched many video game review channels. I've watched my fair share of A Kindale War, Zero Punctuation, and oh fuck. Looks like I've avoided starting the conversation for long enough, so I guess it's time to talk about Dunkey. Dunkey started making videos in 2003, when human have not even discovered fire, but most importantly, not even YouTube. Instead, Dunkey uploaded videos on the primitive site of Newgrounds, spreading fake Western propaganda about the one true Arab state. Once YouTube was finally discovered in 2005, he started hopping in and off YouTube. One of the earlier channels I could find was MacLeod Sprite, where he made a series of videos where he did the impossible for a person of his grandeur, naming fruits and vegetables.
I'll know. How many other...
That's not eventual! I win! Motherfuck you! I win!
Put a sock in it. No one cares.
He settled onto the VideoGameDunkey channel in late 2010, where he started to upload gaming videos, especially League of Legends, with review videos being sprinkled in here and there. The biggest videos became more frequent as time went on, and his channel got bigger and bigger. He hit 1 million subscribers in the middle of 2014, and his channel has only grown since due to him ditching League and branching out to other games. However, just like every other critic on the website, some of his reviews were scrutinized themselves. However, how he handled it became the main reason a lot of people don't like Dunkey. So a couple days before the Final Fantasy drama occurred, my friend Eyesore Evan was talking to me about a video idea I could use. He was telling me about how Dunkey handled criticism, and I wasn't very receptive to what he was saying. The main reason why was really just how beloved Dunkey is to a lot of people on the platform. His videos, at least to me, are entertaining, and everyone who talked about him was saying how good of a content creator and person he is. And Dunkey has addressed criticism before, so I thought it really was just a losing argument. However, after the recent drama happened, I looked into it a little more, and I discovered what Evan and many other people were actually talking about. Dunkey has been criticized for cherry-picking arguments he is making. One of the examples I found was in his Game Critics video, where he made a point saying that some Game Critics' final verdicts don't align with what they said in the video. His example was this video by IGN made in 2012, which was a review of New Super Mario Bros. Now Dunkey didn't show the full review, which I'm not saying he should have because the review itself is like 5 minutes, which would have nearly doubled the size of his video, but the parts he chose to show was a complete misrepresentation of the video as a whole.
The New Super Mario Bros. Series has often felt like a watered-down, more casual attempt. It's just a shame it doesn't push the system's visual or audio capabilities. Bit of a disappointment. Numbing, generic, bubbly music playing with friends is still a bit of a chaotic mess. By the time Mario U really starts to do interesting things, it's over.
Damn, he fucking hates this shit. What the fuck?
It has a little something for everyone.
Now I watched the full video, and I calculated the amount of time in the video, not including the GFX shit with no commentary, that negative comments took up, and it was about 1/3 of the total review, which, while a large portion, is hardly the majority of the review that Dunkey implies. It's not even like Dunkey had to cut it down to this size, because there was a good clip at the end which literally summarized the entire review in general.
New Super Mario Bros. U is the 2D platformer Nintendo fans have wanted for 20 years. Though it's not the creative landmark that titles like Super Mario Bros. 3 or Super Mario World were, and it certainly doesn't break boundaries or genres like Mario 64 or Super Mario Galaxy, this is absolutely an excellent adventure, and stands amongst the best in Wii U's launch lineup. It has a little something for everyone.
The only reason Dunkey cut it down to these clips was to mischaracterize the review at large to aid his points. If his point about what game critics say doesn't really align with the final verdict of the review was true, he wouldn't have had to mischaracterize a 5-year-old review. Dunkey's videos end up being this hodgepodge of jokes and actual criticism, which wouldn't be a big deal if he didn't let it affect his actual arguments. He shoves so much irony into his personality that he ends up feeling he needs to make things seem funny. Because of this, he gets a free pass to over-exaggerate the bad parts of a game to his viewers for comedy, often misrepresenting and mischaracterizing certain games' mechanics, which have made people in his audience think less of that game for reasons that don't even exist. And going back to that free pass, his fanbase uses it wildly. If he criticized Dunkey in any way, there will always be at the very least one Dunkey fan in the comments saying it's just his opinion, as if that means anything. People can criticize what he's saying because it is his opinion, not the other way around. That's how discussion works. And not all of his videos are just jokes. His opinions of the game are still in there and are apparent to the audience. So just because he says Super Mario Bros. 2 for the fucking 50th time does not alleviate him from any criticism with anything he said. If you guys remember, about a year ago, he made the response video to his Octopath Traveler video.
Ultimately, the backlash to my video could be summed up in one comment. Dunkey, why are you reviewing something you seem not to like at all?
Which was definitely not the main argument people were citing. I would go over the Reddit thread with you, but I haven't played Octopath Traveler myself, and I have no way to verify what the people were saying is actually the case. Personally, I'm gonna give them the benefit of the doubt because no one in the comments of the post has been able to disprove anything that they had talked about. But I'm just going to oversimplify what they said and leave a link in the description in case you want to look into it further. Essentially, what the Reddit thread was saying was that Dunkey did not play most of the game right. He did things that made the video game seem harder than it actually was for most players. And going back to that fake argument Dunkey had cited, they literally said in the fucking Reddit post that Dunkey can review whatever he wants. So saying that their argument is
Dunkey, why are you reviewing something you seem not to like at all?
Is extremely disingenuous. He did another thing in that video which was so stupid and just a fucking shitty thing to do. It made me want to bash my head in the wall. So the only video he cited that criticized him was a video by a YouTuber named Animal Jason, which went over the Reddit thread. Instead of really addressing any of his points, he just made fun of the video to his audience, then proceeded to say,
if you can't tell, this kid is probably 15, so please don't go and leave him a bunch of mean comments.
I applaud him for telling his audience not to harass the kid, but I wouldn't be mentioning this to you if it all worked out. Do you know what he fucking did? He linked the video in the description. If you don't want your audience to harass this literal child, don't give them the fucking resources to do so. And his request didn't fucking work either, because people are still dislike bombing this kid's video even today, a literal fucking year later. Whenever Dunkey gets criticism, he never addresses the actual points. He does what he's always done before, mischaracterize certain aspects of an argument to fit his narrative, and lets his audience run crazy.
I wanna go where the sunset is now.
I'd like to say again that I like Dunkey. I find his videos generally funny, and I think his game opinions and mine tend to match up a lot. I also don't think he's a bad guy. From watching podcasts and interviews that he's done, I can't really detect any bad vibes on him. However, this does not give him the green light to misrepresent anything that goes against his worldview. So, all in all, Dunkey, if you're watching this, which is more likely than I like it being, no one hates you just for your opinion. We just have an issue with what you're doing to try to make everyone else agree with your opinion. Also, you were nitpicking and biased. I win. Bye-bye.
I'll just get the fucking
Outro.
playing. Holy fuck. I wanna go where the sunset is now. Can you show me the way? The rope is strung out around my neck now. Hope I can't see